Hello, it's Phillip Taylor from Richmond Green Chambers. I'm talking about this book which has come out in a second edition. It's called Inquests, A Practitioner's Guide. It's published by the Legal Action Group, and the three authors are Leslie Thomas, Adam Straw and Danny Friedman. I put the interview that I actually have conducted with various people concerning this book on the internet in the form of a book review, and I've given it the title An Inquiring Understanding of Inquests. Now, make no mistake, this is an important area of law at the moment, and it's very topical, so I think it's very appropriate to have this published, and it's a very welcome reference work for a wide range of readers. They cover legal professionals such as myself to those parties directly involved in inquests as relatives and friends. And as we know, it's also a much needed source of support and information during a time of personal crisis for many. In his excellent foreword, Lord Ramsbottom, formerly Sir David Ramsbottom, Chief Inspector of Prisons, succinctly sums up the contemporary controversy, and he calls for an urgent need for a comprehensive new coroner's bill. Now, Lord Ramsbottom does sit as a crossbencher in the House of Lords, and as many people will know, the current Labour government has plans for certain amendments to the current legislation in their forthcoming parliamentary programme, but there's no fully fledged bill. As with all Legal Action Group publications, this particular title is very well written. It's nice and comprehensive and clear, and it's set out in such a way as to give the reader the maximum help in finding what is being looked for in its 21 chapters. I welcome the short index for each individual chapter. The detailed index at the back is also extremely helpful, and the excellent 4 appendices which cover current legislation, useful resources, some examples of narrative directions given to juries by coroners, and a sample of some excellent draft letters. I'm sure I'm with many people here when I say that this is one of the most difficult areas dealing with aspects of what happens after unexplained deaths, often at a highly charged and emotional time for all the participants. The three authors, Thomas, Straw and Friedman, come from Garden Court, Tooks and Matrix Chambers respectively, and they produced the only main text work, as I understand it, which deals with the practice and procedure of the Coroner's Court from the point of view of those acting for the bereaved, and it's done it actually with great feeling, in my opinion. Now, I know that the lasting value of this book will be to highlight the case for more just, fair and effective systems, because recent events have shown the need for immediate reform of the system to bring back confidence, in my view, for those who feel let down by confusing procedures which have led to suggestions of cover-ups at recent inquests. I'm obviously not going to talk in detail about those particular matters, and I'm sure you're aware of what they are. Always a professional, David Ramsbottom has summed up the problem when he says that many feel, to quote him, "This is one part of our legal system that is not functioning as well as it could and should." Absolutely right. The Legal Action Group, identifying many areas of very contemporary legal issues, have picked on this particular one, and it's a popular best-selling book, this. And they should be commended, in my view, for bringing out this new edition 6 years after the original publication came on the market. I'm hoping that whatever type of new government we have after 2010, that certainly some new legislation will be implemented expeditiously and fairly, now that the effects of Article 2 of the European Convention on Human Rights have been judged and incorporated into law. Obviously there are going to be changes to the Human Rights Act, inevitably, with the Green Paper from this government and whatever plans that the next Parliament has. The writing team have dedicated this work to all the brave families facing these processes, and now is the time, in my view, to act to support them with sensible reforming legislation based on what is said in the last chapter, which is to back up this unique and valuable work that's being done. So let's see the parliamentarians get it right for a change. Thank you very much. Goodbye.